Now we'll move to the information items. The first item included in the information items section is a school presentation. It's going to be given to us by Laurie Putnam, the principal of Kennedy Community School. Laurie?
Good evening, Chair Dahlgren, members of the Board of Education, Superintendent Jett, and those joining us this evening. Speaking for Derek and myself, we are honored to be here to share our Westwood and Kennedy stories. We know that you have a lot of data, and that shows you one part of who we are and what we do. But tonight, we are excited to share the rest of our stories. We will be using a presentation style called Puchikachu. I might be getting that wrong. It's called Puchikachu 20 by 30, and it's 20 slides with no more than 30 seconds of speaking per slide. Invented in Japan in 2003 as a way to creatively and concisely share information with an audience. Puchikachu has rapidly expanded across the globe since then, and we are excited to bring it to St. Cloud tonight, so we hope that you enjoy that. Sorry, I'm going to try to make it through without cutting. Do I need it? Perfect. Thank you. Kennedy Community School serves almost 900 pre-K through 8th grade students in a welcoming and inclusive environment. Our community is increasingly diverse. Students of color make up 23% of our population, the largest percentage in Kennedy's history. 16% of the students we serve receive special education services, and over 1/3 qualify for free or reduced lunch. About 10% of our students receive EL services, with the majority of these scoring at level 1 or 2 as measured by the Access, which means that they are just beginning to acquire English language skills. Kennedy is a school of choice for many families. 27% of our students enroll from outside of our attendance area, with 4% of these families enrolling from outside of our district. In addition to creating a welcoming environment, we strive to educate the whole child and prepare students to be productive and engaged citizens in a world we don't and can't yet know. Today, I want to show you how we consider students' physical, academic, and social needs to create an inclusive learning community that expects high achievement for all. I think we can all relate to how difficult it can be to sit still for long periods of time and to maintain a sustained focus while doing so. Recognizing this, we equipped every one of our classrooms with flexible furniture. We now offer floor rockers, core balance cushions, T-stools, and more. We know that while every child has different physical needs, each requires the same from a learning environment: structure balanced with choice, safety balanced by challenge. Some of our students like these standing balance boards. Others prefer the wobble stools that allow for gentle movement while remaining seated at a table, and still others want to stand while they learn and work. So far this year, only 1% of our students have repeated office referrals, which is a significant drop from last year at this time. It's clear that when our students have input into their physical environment and can adjust it to meet their needs, it contributes to a decrease in referrals. Simply put, our PK through 8th grade students are encouraged to move throughout their days. Similarly, we created a smart room for our students in PK through grade 2. The room provides students with opportunities to engage simultaneously in physical movement and academic learning. In a low stimulus environment, students rotate through 6 stations with activities that foster muscle development, hand-eye coordination, and reinforce academic skills being taught in the classrooms. The smart room is a quiet place where students can play, move, and learn all at the same time. Here, students are practicing their counting skills, strengthening the muscles used for writing and cutting, and building fine motor skills. This research-based intervention has over a decade of data that shows significant gains for participants in the areas of reading, writing, listening, and computational skills. Beyond the smart room, we encourage every teacher to integrate movement with academics to help students get the physical movement their growing bodies need. Every one of our classrooms incorporates movement through brain breaks or instructional strategies such as 4 corners. Conversely, Students regularly play sight word tag and practice math facts through cooperative games in physical education classes. So far, you've learned about how Kennedy supports the physical needs of students to increase engagement and facilitate brain development. Now I'd like to show you how we creatively address the academic needs of our students. Here you see grade 2 students cooperatively using math manipulatives to deepen understanding of place value. At Kennedy, math instruction is a strength. 81% of our students made medium to high growth last year. 64% of our students in grades 3 through 8 were proficient as measured by the MCA, with several grade levels having close to 80% of their students proficient. Of the students scoring above 50, the proficiency mark, fully 1/2 of those exceeded standards and yet continue to show growth. We emphasize pre-testing for each new math skill and create flexible groupings based on the results. As students move in and out of leveled groups, they develop identities as mathematicians that are flexible and founded in a growth mindset. We teach students to focus on what they can do and to think not yet rather than I can't. Our hands-on approach to learning extends to language arts as well. Here, our students are sharpening their skills while operating on nonfiction texts. As a staff, we were again focusing on increasing our effectiveness with reading instruction. 80% of our students made medium to high growth last year, the highest percentage in the last 5 years, while 61.4% of our students in grades 3 through 8 were proficient. Fully 1/3 exceeded standards and continue to show growth. A passion for STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics education is evident throughout our PK through 8th grade classrooms. We use age-appropriate technology such as OzaBots, BBots, and Dash and Dot robots to teach algorithmic thinking and engage students in hands-on learning. Our emphasis on STEM is showing great results. Last year, 72% of our 5th graders met or exceeded science standards, 12% higher than the state average. Here, our 6th grade students are using Google Hangout to converse with a NASA robotics engineer located in Houston. They'll meet doctors, mathematicians, and scientists from around the country over the course of the year. We are particularly excited about our newly formed competition robotics teams. Recognizing a need, we started a robotics program this year that has already engaged over 60 students, 1/4 of our middle school, with 2 all-female teams. The physical, academic, and social needs of students are intertwined, and addressing each is vitally important to the overall success of our students. In our perspective, multi-grade classrooms epitomize the successful integration of these factors. For the first time at Kennedy, we created a multi-grade classroom. We invited grades 2 and 3 students to join together. Students receive direct small group instruction, which is then reinforced through independent and student-led collaborative work time. Students take ownership of their learning and behavior and support their classmates in mastering school routines. Grade 3 students' self-concepts as confident, capable leaders is enhanced through a perception of expertise. And our grade 2 students understand that in one short year, they will be responsible for teaching the younger students new to their learning community. Another way that we integrate academic and social skill development is through our cross-grade partnerships. We capitalize on our PK8 structure to help students develop social and leadership skills. Our intermediate grade students serve as reading and science partners for our youngest students. As reading buddies, our older students increase their fluency while reading aloud to primary students. As science buddies, they work together to harvest produce from our garden, then collect and store seeds, and finally plant seedlings in our garden each spring. Every morning, our middle-level students provide support to our kindergarten and grade 1 students and teachers. They deliver breakfast to each classroom, teach our youngest students how to open milk cartons, and support in cleaning up tables and floors. These helping relationships provide our middle-level students with the opportunity to develop empathy for others and see the value and importance of their role as leaders in our learning community. As a staff, we hold high expectations for our students and ourselves. We engage in reflective practice through collaborations during data teams and professional development. Our culture is one in which teachers, along with students, are invited to bring their own passions into the classroom. Some bring their love of song and dance, while others bring their zeal for science and robotics. Our climate survey data show that the overwhelming majority of our staff and students believe they are cared for, listened to, and respected. Kennedy is blessed with a gifted, passionate veteran staff. Our teacher leaders championed and created the majority of the initiatives that I've talked about tonight: flexible furniture, the smart room, the community garden, and our STEM initiatives. This year, our teacher leaders are facilitating most of our professional development. They also guide our whole staff book study on Yvette Jackson's Pedagogy of Confidence. Together, we are exploring the intersection of race, culture, and expectations, and learning instructional practices that support the high achievement of all students. Finally, we are a community who has fun together. We laugh at ourselves. We laugh with our students. We know that the work we do is serious business, and we give it our all every day. But we also never take ourselves too seriously. We care for each and every member of our community, and we find the joy in what we do. And now we have a video that I'd like to show you. Welcome to Kennedy Community School. Our school serves pre-K through 8th grade students, and we focus on engaging and inspiring the whole child. We do this by paying attention to students' physical, academic, and social needs. We incorporate movement throughout our day and imbue arts throughout all of our classrooms. We also have a strong emphasis on technology, engineering, science, and math. At Kennedy, we are a LEED certified school, so we spend a lot of time outside. We have prairies, rain gardens, and a community garden, and our students and our teachers bring learning into the outside.
At Kennedy, we are offering students many options for flexible seating. Teachers were given resources and tools to use in their classroom that are allowing students to be engaged and focused while working on their tasks. In my classroom, I've seen a huge improvement with behavior as students are able to choose what works best for them and are making successful choices in our classrooms.
In physical education, we're trying to engage our students by offering a variety of activities, some that they can do a lifetime, like rollerblading or cross-country skiing, and activities that they might do on a team. And so we're also trying to engage students by using learning in the academic world and bringing it into the gym, and just keep our kids excited about what they're doing.
This year I'm teaching a 2nd, 3rd grade multi-age classroom, and one of the great things about this classroom this year was that everything is accelerated as far as getting started sooner with working on the academics, because I know students that from last year they were able to model and provide leadership for the newer students. One of the benefits of having those students over a 2-year period is that I get to know them better academically and personally, so that I can individualize their learning.
Here at Kennedy, we have 5th through 8th grade orchestra, which is awesome because we get to work with the kids both when they begin and then in the subsequent years of orchestra. I think the various arts give students a means to express themselves, and when they see others creating things and showing off skills that they've learned and expressing themselves through their art or their music, that can also be very inspiring towards other students.
I think it's a cool opportunity for kids to see people that are in the STEM fields rather than hear their teacher talk about this person does this and this person does that and this is what an engineer does. When they have the opportunity to talk to an engineer or a scientist or a researcher that's actually doing some of that work. We have people from St. Joe, we have people from St. Cloud and Cold Spring to talk to these kids via Google Hangout, but we also have people from around the different NASA centers, friends and colleagues that I used to work with that are able to help those kids and maybe ignite some of that passion and that energy to inspire them to want to learn more about that career and maybe want to do that someday.
I've joined robotics and I'm starting on Thursday and I'm really excited. I'm working forward to being a science engineer and work on space robots, be a part of NASA.
So over the past year, our students have been in the Kennedy Community Schools multiple times, observing teachers and then actually implementing lessons. Without Kennedy Community Schools, we wouldn't be able to prepare our teacher candidates in the best way possible. We know that the more we can get them in the real world and in real life classrooms, the better we'll prepare them to be tomorrow's teachers.
Yeah, it's one thing to read about third graders in textbooks and teaching materials, but it's another thing entirely just to be in the classroom and try new things with them, especially with computer science and coding.
The teachers, they really want you to succeed. They're really passionate about what they do as teachers, and they will take time out of their day to make sure that you fully understand the subject.
Easy to make friends here because all the kids are nice and like they include you in everything.
Kennedy proud! Kennedy proud!
Kennedy proud!
Kennedy proud!
Kennedy proud!
Kennedy proud.
Kennedy proud.
Kennedy proud!
Questions? Bruce?
I wanted to get to say this before my friend Jerry Von Korf might say this, but I can't help but reflect, Jerry, back in February of 2004 when on a dark night in the winter that we were invited out to St. Joe by the mayor at the time, and they had some interest. Boy, did they want a school out there. They wanted their own high school, and they just wanted to be in some way, unique to that, and so they were talking to us, and we listened and offered up some ideas and gave them some hope that, yes, you have some friends here that want to work for that too, that we see your vision. And we later on visited a couple of cornfields in the spring, and kind of thought where people thought we could go, and remember that place that you're at right now. We walked out there that first time and saw all of that land and all of those corn stalks out there, and just reflecting back on that, on the movie, build it and they will come. What a great physical facility you have, but most importantly, what great staff and students and parents you have, and a great program that serves all of them. So it's really exciting to see this dream that was out there one time, a long time ago, now doing such wonderful things. Thank you.
Shannon.
Laurie, I do have a question on one of the slides that you showed. Can you bring that back up? I don't. It was kind of towards the end, and it was a technology picture. Yeah, click on that one. Let me see. Yes. What is that on the paper? That little thing.
Sure, that's an Ozobot.
And I have no idea what that is.
Right, I didn't either until some of our teachers and students helped me. They're little tiny computers that you code using different colored pens. So the different colors are actually giving the Ozobot directions. And so the students create programs. Jeff, do you? So it's a starter coding program. Yeah, absolutely.
Any other questions for Laurie here? No? Laurie, I'm wondering if maybe you'd like to give us a little example of the chicken dance.
I do have the video, so we can pull that up at any time. So.
No.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.